If you guys have been watching for a while, you know there's something that's usually right there. It's like a staple in the shop. It's always there. I had a cover on it for a while. Didn't have a cover on it for it. It went through some stages of storage. Well, what do you guys think it is? Only one way to find out. Check out this episode of Pugliese Speed Shop. So, if you guys realize, there's a 74 shovel. There's a 2019 Road Glide. What's missing? Have we figured it out yet? Maybe, come on, you guys know, my 91 FXR, right? Got it from Kevin, I don't know, 4 years ago or something like that. And, guys, that's a 91 FXR. It had some issues, nothing crazy. It just, actually, man, I'm going to go over here real quick, right? Pretty reliable for an Evo, right? 5-speed, had a like 2,400 miles on it. Super clean motorcycle. And man, she was just sitting. I couldn't bear to just keep letting her sit. It was driving me nuts, guys. I couldn't do it anymore. So I really had no choice. I had to actually try and work on it. No, I'm not selling this thing. Don't ever think that. I did a couple things, and I thought it was going to be real quick. And, well, now we got Harley problems. That's some Evo stuff right there. Only thing I did is it just sat. And it was one of those things, right? Actually, the Road Glide caught a flat. I came back here, grabbed this one. The battery died on it. It was just a bad battery, guys. It's ridiculous what makes these things sit, right? I thought maybe the stator, whatever, and didn't get around to it, guys. You know, I'm always in the middle of a million things. So she sat and sat and sat. I'd like to say a year. I'm thinking it's closer to 2. Now I'm thinking about it, it might be actually over 2. And that is pitiful. And I'm sorry, girl. I didn't mean it. So what I was going to do is we got a new battery. You know, threw the battery in there, put some air in the tires, rolled the motor a few times, you know, made sure it was oiled, and well, yeah. So we fired up, take it up the block. I may be able to do that with that one. Something fuel injected, you might be able to sit for a while. Not a 91 Evo. So we got to start playing with it. I actually don't have time to do it right now, so I'm like starting this video, and I'll probably mess with it tomorrow because I only had a little bit of time, which is why I didn't record any of that other stuff. I thought it was going to be real quick. But yeah, want to show you why you don't let your sit stuff this long. What is wrong with you? Guys are all messed up. Don't let your stuff sit this long. Who are you telling, right? Maybe I was lying. I gave her one more shot. I said, I'm going to see if it'll fire up, and then I'm going to take off. God, I love this motorcycle. She quit leaking for now. Not too worried about that. We'll clean it up, let her idle up a little bit, and well, Megan's going to be yelling at me pretty soon. We got to go pick up some food here in now. Can't see the time. Technology. Who cares? Who cares? Listen to that thing, guys. It doesn't get any sexier than an Evo going through a Thunder header. God bless. Work!
America! Ellen! Did you yell America when you hit the accelerator?
Nope, no.
All right, guys, as you see, it's right back where it was. I didn't take it for a ride. I cleaned up the oil. And why didn't I take it for a ride? Oh, that's right. We had like 2 minutes before we had to go eat. It's been a couple days, guys. So yeah, I ran up to the house and all that kind of stuff. I moved it over here. We, it's still doing Evo things a little bit, so we got it sopping up the oil. It's still a slight drip, but I'm gonna turn you guys around so you can see what I'm talking about as I talk about it, because I think that's it's a little easier that way. So I didn't give you the whole what I did. I think I told you. Yeah, aired up the tires, checked oil, put a new battery in it, and eventually you saw it fired up. But let me check this, guys. I didn't. I'm pretty sure this does not smell very good. Actually, I'm not mad about that. So it's not varnished up. That's good. It's been sitting for, I said, at least a year. And that's never a good idea. It was 91 octane in there, or 93. Whatever you can get out here is the high test you get here. So maybe that helped. It's been stored inside. Maybe that helped. It's a small tank. I don't know if any of these things helped or not, but it is clean in there. Did I show you? I didn't think I put my sniffer in the way. You guys didn't see. But yeah. She's clean in there, guys, huh? Love that. And that's why I was real upset. Well, one of the reasons we were all upset when this happened right here. Not a huge deal, guys. I'll get over it. We got a little scuffy scuff right here. That's on the powder coat. And that's really it from when it fell over. In case you don't remember, we got a little scuff here, I think, too. She is dirty right now. It actually still cleans up decent if you don't look. Let's divert from here. It's not bad. But you guys seen it a million times. I never get tired of putting this picture up just because I know it drives Kevin crazy. All right, so now that you see how that happened, we're gonna fix it. Finally, that's what we're doing, guys. This has been a long time coming, and I got a couple other ideas what I want to do with this thing. Nothing drastic, because I absolutely love the look of this bike. I mean, how could you not? We've already swapped to all LEDs. The bars and risers were on when we got it. We swapped on this front 9-spoke instead of the chrome spoke that was on it. We put the mirrors on it, and there's not a whole lot else we did to this. We cleaned the hell out of it. And I'm not kidding you guys when I tell you the mileage on this thing. There's a little more than that just because, well, there's no speedometer cable right now because of the bar setup. I got a special order that. That's one of the things we're going to talk about. All right, guys, I sat down, all right, because there's a few things I want to talk to you about, and I figured, I want to sit down. All right. I've been working, guys. I'm working a lot lately. I'm getting a little, you got to give the dogs a rest, is what I'm saying. Where was I? I already forgot. Damn it. That's right. We let this guy sit for a while. And we've done it before. We've had this conversation before with a specific motorcycle because I love it, guys. I mean, why wouldn't I, right? So I was out riding a bunch as much as possible, going out to the club, going on some solo stuff, doing whatever, just nothing for distance because that bike is not made for that. But anytime we were sticking around the county or whatever, I just want to blow off a little steam, that's the one I jumped on, man, because it's old school. You kind of, we lose a lot, guys. We lose a lot of why we really do things. Like I started riding motorcycles, to look cool, obviously, right? But on top of that, honestly, the real reason is, guys, it is just great to get away. Get out in the wind, forget about everything, and just go. It's like, man, this is nice, right? And then, I'm going to date myself. You ready? And then we came out with like little earbuds you could put in your ears, and instead of big headphones. and I'd stick in my helmet and I'd ride listening to my iPod, right? Actually, I think I first started doing it listening to like a Walkman or maybe a Discman or something, and then the iPod came along, and that was great, right? Well, then I got into, that was with the crotch rock. Then I got into Harleys, and guys, I got GPS, I got this, that, whatever. A lot of guys have the stuff in their helmet where you can take phone calls and stuff. The last thing I want to do on a motorcycle is have somebody call me, because half the time it's going to be a telemarketer. It's going to piss me off, right? So I don't have that stuff in my helmet. I do get some distractions on the road glide because I have my phone paired or Android Auto or whatever, and that stuff comes through, which it's not always bad. You know, long rides, whatever, maybe somebody needs to get in touch, you got to stop, pull over, whatever. But on that FXR, guys, none of that. I don't put headphones in, I don't do anything. I just ride it. And I love the sound of that bike. I love the feel of that bike. I love the fact that I'm just out there by myself doing my thing, right? Well, then we took it up to Wildwood, right, for Trog. And, you know, Kevin threw it on the floor, the trailer for some reason. And he messed his bike up too. But both of us were pretty upset. You know, for different reasons, same reasons, different times, same times. We were all feeling a certain way. To where I just let it sit, man. I was disgusted. I was like, ugh. What the heck, man, you know? And then I finally realized, what the hell am I doing? Nothing I have is perfect. Why am I not enjoying this thing? And I cleaned her up and got after it and started riding the hell out of it again. And then it didn't leave me stranded. Luckily, old Wade was able to push start it for me right after he jinxed me. Don't ever do that. But, and then as I rode in, actually, we left the restaurant, we stopped at this bar up here. He had to push start me again. Luckily, that thing starts easy. And then as I pulled into here, it died. And I said, okay, charging system is terrible. That's obviously the problem. Well, I don't believe that's the problem now, because it just didn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, I guess it could. I was sitting for a while, it fired right up, and I rode it and fired right up, and I got gas when I met the guys. And then it just didn't. Maybe I left something on, whatever it might be. But it kept, when it was running, it would stay running. So I was like, huh. And we rode. I mean, it was stone cold dead. And we rode from Cobb Island over here to Mechanicsville. That's like a half hour, 45 minutes. No, not one problem. Ran the whole time. As soon as I shut off, it was stone cold dead again. And then it popped off when he push started me. So it seems like the charging system stayed, everything's working once the bike's running, right? So I started thinking about that, and I said, let's check this battery, and the battery would not take a charge. So I take it to the shop, they test it, dead cell, trash, buy a new one, and it actually sat over there next to the charger for an obscene amount of time. And I would throw it on the, down in the trickle charge to make sure it stayed charged. And it did. It didn't lose any life, so that was good. So I put it in the bike, and then you guys, didn't see me trying to start it. You saw it running. But I didn't think anything was going to happen the way it did. That's why I didn't film, like, putting it in the bike. I didn't film messing with it to get it started or like that. Cause I don't know. I was more doing it for myself, and afterwards I was like, I could probably film this. So I let it sit for at least a year, guys, probably more, for a dead battery. What? It's dirty as hell. We were working on stuff in here. It got sanding dust on it and stuff. And then, of course, we put the cover over it, and then it just sat for longer. And last summer was a rough one, so I guess that's why that was that. But, I mean, I really wish I didn't do that. And now, because I realized I screwed up yet again, I got a little list of things right here, because, guys, by the way, anything could be a piece of paper. of what we're going to work on and what you guys are going to see. So, we got it running again. We already changed the battery. Checked oil, all that kind of stuff. That oil's been in there for, man, 2 years, if not longer. At least 2 years. Absolutely, at least 2 years. Now it's all, red line and stuff, so it's all synthetic and good stuff, but we need to get that out of there. So, we're going to do a bunch of stuff, okay? That's what I'm saying. First and foremost, we got to pull the tank, get that dent fixed, right? We got right over here. This was actually my excuse for a long time, is we didn't have these extremely sought after decals for the tank. I'm only gonna do the one side. It's like we got a collision guy that actually is gonna take care of it. He did all the paint on Kevin's FXR. He paint matched old Wade's tour pack. He's actually the one that's gonna be doing the work on Wade's Jeep, and he's probably gonna be doing some work on that Road Glide because I'm an idiot. But we got these in there, and I started thinking about it. I kind of thinking about putting a small fairing on that thing. Not like tiny, but most of the FXRs I see, they do have some that you see with fairings. The FXR fairing that guys put on Dynas now and stuff. It's cool, but I don't think I want anything that extravagant. I just think something small. John has the one I'm looking at on his Dyna. I love the look of that bike. It'll hold an 18-pack of beer, so that's pretty dope. And but since we're gonna get paint work done, I'm thinking I'm gonna take in the tank. I'm gonna pull the rear fender off because there's a little mark on the rear fender, not caused by the fall. It was there when I got it, but it might as well fix that. And then get this. What do you call it? This fairing paint to match. Just makes sense, right, guys? So that's what we're gonna do there. No, I'm not gonna paint the side covers. And I've seen ones painted. So I love the way the black looks. I know it doesn't accentuate the triangle of the FXR, but I love the way it looks. So I polished those things out nice, and I have a lot of black trim, very little bit of chrome. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave that black. I seen one with them painted with the stripe that matches my stripe, and I did not like it. So that's all there is there. I know people will be like, "Oh, you should paint it." Not gonna do it. Need a Speedo cable, so I got to order one. I bought one from like FXR division. They're usually awesome. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the cable except for I bought the longest one they have. It's not long enough. Not their fault. So I gotta get one made. I got a trans cover I want to put on there. The one that's on there is pretty beat up, and I have a really nice aluminum one that I want to polish and put on there. I got to adjust the headlight apparently because it kind of is up there, and John and Elder were just crying when I was behind them. We're coming back from this party at night, so we'll clock it down. Speaking of clocking things, the gauges are off with the way those they're kind of down like this. So I'm just gonna bring them up. I got a helmet lock for it because I always wear a full face on that thing, and then there's really nowhere to put it. Turn signal indicators. You can't see them at all. So actually, they're not even on the motorcycle. There's nothing in the dash. The dash. So if I do have to turn signal, I got to kind of put my hand up in front of the mirror to see if it's on. So we're going to add that to the dash along with, we went LED with everything else. We're going to do the same here. We're going to change them to some of the newer stuff because like the dash caution lights like neutral, oil, and high beam are all just a light. It's a 91. That's what they had. The newer ones have the little symbols, and since we've updated everything else with lights, we're going to do that. I think it should match, right? Check a couple leaks, which, I mean, it's an Evo. We can only do so much with that. Move the clutch cable, because that's a little grabby. And then the front end felt a little, there was something noise in there last time. I want to check that and see what's going on. So we'll check on that. That's what we're going to be doing. So the plan is, this is the planning video, guys, okay? You got to see it run. And now we got a plan. Because that was the motivation I needed to put this plan together. That's what I'm saying. First thing I'm going to do is we're going to pull the, what do you call that thing again? Gas tank. And the rear fender. I am going to get that eyebrow where I said was messed up. I'm going to get that replaced. Well, I'm going to get that repaired, even though I'm getting a fairing. So we'll run one or the other. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I'm always going to want to run a fairing on it. So I guess before we fix the fall damage, because we gotta pull that stuff apart. I should probably go ahead and order this fairing. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna order the fairing, pull this stuff apart, measure out for a speedo cable, get that on order, and then order all the little lights that we want. And I think FXR division has everything we need for that too. So while Stevie's got the stuff and painting everything, we'll be working on the rest of the stuff, which is wiring again. Man, I just realized that. How, for a guy that don't like wiring, I spend an awful lot of time wiring. There's that. So, just want to give you guys an update on the FXR, let you know where we were, how we got there, and where we're going. So, you guys, now you know, now I know. That guy, I was kind of putting this together for myself. Just kind of a, what goes on behind the scenes in my cranium sometimes, you know? So now you know what I'm thinking. Let me know if you guys think I missed something or if there's something I should do different. I'm probably not going to do something different. But if I missed something, I'd like to know. I might do something different. Who knows? I was never thinking about a fairing until just recently. So, yeah. If I did this correctly, the kid will have been putting pictures up of all these things I've talked about along the way. So that would be pretty dope. Hopefully that's happening. All right, guys. Well, you know what they say, right? If you want to have the coolest thing in the parking lot, you better be ready to put in some work. We have some work cut out for us, and we're going to, sometimes that work, guys, is finding the right guy to fix your friends screw up. Thanks for watching, guys.